Did we? Okay, so here we go. First things first, I'm the realist. We gotta repair the Black Knight. Yeah. It's only some internal damage, so not a big deal. And Erst as well, gifting a sub to Gaming. First of all, Erst, thank you for the gift sub, as always. And Gaming, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions, where we only have one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it is Ecto Cooler. Help yourself. We have about 35 years worth in the cargo hold, and you can have as much as you like. I promise, there's only a little bit of poison in it. Certainly not a lethal amount at that. But we are currently... We were not trying to get ambushed. What I was trying to do was commit some heresy, which we're about to do. Because we have an awesome, and specifically, we have the 8V awesome. So for those of you that don't know me, and you're not familiar with me, the awesome is my Oshi. I love the awesome. It's ugly, and it's slow, and it's chunky, but I love the awesome. I love it, and we're gonna do some heresy with it. I don't particularly care for the 8V. I prefer the 10Q if I have my choice. But the 8V can also be fun. And so what we're gonna do is some fun stuff. Yes, just put big stupid weapons on it. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And it is not, in fact, a Saturday without some Mech Bay heresy. So we haven't gotten any Mech Bay heresy going on today. It's about time. We're overdue. I think we'll go with the 380. Actually, you know what? We'll do the 375 for maximum weight, because we're not gonna get any speed savings until we hit 400. And sadly, we do not have a 400 engine core that we could stick in this thing. But someday. Someday. So we'll stick the 375 in there. Of course, we're going to go with the XL, and I'm going to go with the Clan XL, even though it's going to be super expensive. Obviously, we have the liquid funds as of right now, so it's a cost we can endure. Always remember your lower arm actuators, chat. If you're building mechs, don't forget your actuators. We're also going to max the armor, because that's the other thing that you do. And now comes the heresy. And there's a reason that I just took the RL40 off of the Executioner, and you can probably guess why that is. Alright, well that didn't work out as well as I was hoping. I was hoping that I could put the reloaders on here. I'm not going to be able to do that. But what we can do is slap in a periphery and a rocket ammo feed. BTA, stop it. Alright, so there's number one. On the other hand, that's going to give us a reason to use the Clan Pharaoh, because we're going to do some really dumb stuff here. Where are my MRMs? Give me my MRM ammo. And we're going to put 1, 2, 3 bins in here? Why not? Oh yes, for sure, Hamster. Any awesome that doesn't have a full energy weapon complement is heresy. And this company's kind of known for its heresy, so, you know, it fits. Yeah, the clan equipment is the only good thing they did. I'm using the RL40 because it's lighter. So for those of you that don't know, the RL40, if you put the rocket ammo feed in it, basically becomes an MRM40. And so just to show a comparison here. The MRM40 is doing 4 times 40 damage, so about 160 damage at 12 tons. The RL40 is doing the same amount of damage. It does put out more heat, but it's doing it at 3 tons. And so, while there is the danger of, you know, the weapon getting jammed or destroyed, it's in the RL40. In the periphery, these things are a dime a dozen, so if we lose it, it's not that big a deal. We can easily replace it. Oh, don't worry, Hamster. We're still gonna put PPCs. Sort of. Actually, instead of PPCs, I'm gonna put in plasma rifles. And again, just to increase the level of heresy, because plasma rifles, I have found, are actually really, really good. Way better than I thought they would be. So what we're basically doing here is putting all of our eggs in one basket. We're essentially putting all the weapon systems on the right side of this mech and then just praying that it doesn't get blown up. Now, I could go extra heretical and put a plasma rifle in the torso, but I think we have to do it in the arm for the accuracy bonus. Yeah, it is disrespectful to everything that the awesome stands for, and that's exactly why I love it. First, you are correct. Ammo goes in the feet. What am I thinking? Ammo goes in the feet. Well, technically, we don't need to put the plasma ammo in the feet because it doesn't blow up anyway. But, it's an 80-ton Griffin. With this, that's basically what it is. It's an 80-ton Griffin. And only does about as much damage as a Griffin would do anyway. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Let's see. What else can we do? I mean, obviously we need some heat sinks. That's the main thing we need to focus on. Let's get a clan. You know what? We don't even need a clan double. We can just put a regular double in this thing, and we've got a maximum E-cool of 4. So we can definitely fit 4 double heat sinks in this thing with no problem. In fact, we can fit in another, and I think that gets us heat neutral. Yeah, that is heat neutral. There we go. It's ugly, it's heretical, and I love it, chat. I love it. So we have the awesome. We have to give it a name. We have the Royal Black Knight. And we called it the Diet Awesome because it was basically an awesome. It's a Royal Black Knight with 3 PPCs. So we call it the Diet Awesome. What's like extra awesome? Like, is there such as, I mean, what is Coke but more, I guess is the question. Is there such a thing? Is there like a Coke that has more sugar in it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Capsty has it. Capsty has it. Yeah, it's a fat griffin. That's what we're gonna call it. God, all the best names are too long. All the best names are too long. There we go. If you know anything about Gabriel Iglesias, we'll call it the Fluffy Griffin. Again, all the best names, you have to make people ask questions. You want people to be confused. Alright, chat, here we go. You're not wrong, Hamster. It does kind of sound like a cocktail. I mean, given the purple and the gold, it kind of looks like one too. What is our damage potential on this thing? 260 at medium, about the same at long. Okay, so that's actually really good. That's better than I was expecting. We'll go ahead and do it. We're gonna do it, chat. It's 3.2 million C-bills, but we can afford it. We can afford it.
Right. I'll get it.
And AFP rolling into the chats on a Saturday. AFP, glad to see you. Glad you could join us. Thank you for coming in for another stream. And Crew Card as well. I see you sneaking in there. Crew Card, welcome back. Glad to see you guys. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday. Hopefully your weekend and your new year are going outstandingly. And if not, hopefully they'll be a little better now that you're here. So now we've got 2 weeks for the awesome to get put back together. We gotta wait for the Black Knight, but that's probably only gonna take like a day. Yeah, the Diet Awesome is only gonna take a day. EW, that's strange. Unless they remove the page, the rocket feed should be on there somewhere, but basically, what the rocket feed does is it allows you to use a rocket launcher and give it MRM ammo so that you can reload it. They recently introduced a patch that creates a jam chance for the loader. And if the weapon jams, it destroys the rocket launcher. It's not a catastrophic destruction, like it doesn't blow up, it just destroys the weapon system and you have to replace it. So the rocket feeds are really good as long as they don't fail. That's the trick. But let's see, we've almost got an atlas that we can put together soon. But we can put together this Mackie, so let's go ahead and do that. And this is not the worst Mackie in the world. I mean, this is an updated version of the Mackie. And it's gloriously golden, which I approve. I don't know that we're gonna do anything with it, though. Yeah, Hamster, that's... For me, I wanted to go with, like, the medium and the heavy cannon build as well. We were gonna do, like, a dual medium cannon build on a hunchback. Basically turned into a, like, essentially a periphery version of the 2C. But sadly, the patch kind of put an end to that. So, let's see. The Mackie is... I mean, let's be honest. It's not a great mech on its own. Even this version is not very good. Like, it's a fun mech, and it's fun for the memes. But, like, look at this variant. Look at how much armor they've taken off of it. And even with the armor taken off, when we were just fighting it, this thing had 1,500 armor. If we max it out, this thing's sitting at almost 2,000 armor. Like, the Mackie is a beastly machine in terms of how much damage it can take. And you could even go harder than that. You could say, let's put hardened armor on there. So, if you go hardened armor, and it doesn't show it here in the interface, but you basically get 2 times your armor protection, but it doubles the armor weight. So if we're at almost 2,000, with hardened armor, this Mackie would have almost 4,000 armor. Like, this thing can be the tankiest of boys. But I don't think we're going to play with the Mackie just because, again, we kind of already have our lance figured out. I'm going to go ahead and store it. We'll keep it for posterity, but I don't think we're going to do anything with it. At least not right now. Yeah, it belongs in a museum, so that's exactly where we're going to put it. Oh, right, I forgot. The Eddie Quickshot. Wait, we took the rocket launcher off, so we have to replace it with something. Interestingly, I think we have another RL-40, which it said we didn't have one before, but now it says that we do, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, but we're gonna go with it. So let's stick the MRM ammo back into this puppy. And revalidate, so we'll get the Eddie Quickshot back. Put them back together.
I'll let you know when that's done.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Quest for Lost Tech. I don't know, this thing just doesn't strike me. You know what? We're gonna go with it. It's a pirate paint job. We're gonna go with it. Alright, Command Center. Now that we're all warmed up, now perhaps we do this destroy base. Or we can do a capture base in the Highlands. Oh, right. We need to... I forgot. We finally hit the point where we can ally with the Taurians. So we need to do that. Here we go, chat. We have finally accomplished our objective of allying with the Taurian Concordant. So, when you choose to ally with a faction, you gain access to that faction's unique quartermaster store with rare equipment, mechs, and weapons. You'll also unlock special, difficult, faction-only missions with rare rewards. Oh, no worries, Hamster. Do what you gotta do. Glad you could drop by. Again, thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully, you have an outstanding rest of your weekend. and a good start to your 2024. So we'll hopefully see you next time. In the meantime, enjoy the dinner. We don't get recreational nukes, but we do have nukes that we occasionally use for recreation. It's a minor difference, but important to distinguish. When you become allied, your reputation with the faction can no longer fall below 0. You will no longer be able to take missions that directly target your ally. However, you also become enemies with all that faction's enemies. When you become an enemy, your reputation with that faction is lowered to 0 if it's above 0, and can never rise above 0. You can choose to break an alliance, but this will drastically reduce your reputation with your former ally and will prevent you from becoming allied with that faction again for 1 game year. We're doing it, chat. We are now officially allied, and I actually got, you guys probably can't see that, but I got the achievement because this is the first time I have officially allied with the Taurian Concordant in BattleTech. And Caffeinated Lemur roll into the stream on a Saturday, saying, howdy chat. Well, howdy Caffeinated Lemur, good to see you. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. Well, I guess since we unlocked the faction store, we have to go see what they're selling, right? So we got their battle armor. We heard you like Clint's. Devastator is not the worst mech in the world. I mean, it's not great, but it's a 100-tonner. The guillotine, chat. Chat. It's the Jotun. It is the Jotun. Remember how hard we tried to get this thing when it popped up in a mission? And they have multiple versions here. They have the artillery version. Well, they're all an artillery version, but they've got multiple variants here. We got the Liberty, which is, it's not the worst. We could do things with a Liberty. Yeah, these are all very pricey. I mean, buying a mech in general is very pricey, but just seeing what they have. Like selling a Mackie. We got Talos, which are kind of garbage. So are Toros. Oh, chat, they have a 6R Warhammer for sale. They have a 6R Warhammer. Oh, and Mate. Just saw you get here, so... First of all, welcome to the Saturday stream, and second of all, I see your water, so hydration incoming. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, chat. I love Warhammer. I really do. It's a great mech. But at this point in the campaign, like, I think we're good on mechs. Like, if we get stuff as salvage, I think that's okay, but, like, I think we're good in terms of the mechs that we actually need. There's a couple that we're keeping our eye out for. Like, if we can get the 10Q awesome, that would be great. If we can put together an Axeman to replace Erst's Hatchet Man, that would also be good. But I think at this point in the campaign, like, we're a little bit past the point where we need to, like, oh, it's a Warhammer, let's buy it. Heavy PPCs, though. They're selling heavy PPCs. My only problem with a heavy PPC is that it's basically just a worse and heavier version of a Clan ER. But in the periphery, it's the best replacement we're gonna find. And maybe, yeah, maybe buying some PPC FCSs wouldn't be the worst idea. Because we don't have any. Well, we do now. Yeah, I mean, technically they're less heat, but not by much. I mean, I say that. 8 less heat is a pretty big deal. But considering that a clan ERPPC is 6 tons and the heavy PPC is 10 tons, I don't think it's a beneficial weight savings because you're losing 4 tons, which is only offset by a single double heatsink, which is itself only a single ton. So really, for a heavy PPC, you're getting a worse version of the clan ER, and you're still losing 3 tons of weight as a result. Yeah, and it has a minimum range, which the clan ER does not. So heavy PPCs are fun, but again, I don't think we need them. But what we do need to do is get into a damn mission. That's what we need to do. I was hoping that we would have some new missions pop up here as a result of that. Maybe. Do we navigation instead, chat? See if anything new came up. Ah, we did get some new missions. Alright, let's see what we got. So, New Vandenberg is being raided by Davian. And this has also got... So I don't think there's any reason to try to go here, because this is probably going to be over before we get there. It's going to take us 30 days to get to that flashpoint. Is being raided by the Coalition. What Coalition? Oh, the Taurian... okay, I got it. The Regan Coalition. It's only a 2-skull planet, though. I did say we were going to start redrawing some maps. Yeah. Like I said, I don't see any point in going to New Vandenberg, though, because it just, like, it's gonna be over before we get there. Maybe we go to Taurus. I mean, it's in our difficulty range, and they do have a faction mission there. Yeah, so maybe we head there. Let's do it, chat. Let's go. Well, let's see what they got. They got Mega City, they got Recreation, Taurian Headquarters. It's a Terran world, which is good. We won't have to deal with any lunar stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it hot, chat. Let's make it hot. Ambush Aftermath, right. We won the battle. And once again, we somehow get reputation with the people that hate us because we beat them. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Like, it makes sense for the clans, because clanners are dumb like that. But I just, like, with the FedCom, I don't see it. I don't see it. Alright, let's see. More Merc news. Again, I don't really care about the Merc news broadcasts. I'm just doing it so we don't miss out on the events. And we may actually, hopefully, get most of the mechs that we're trying to work on put back together. And potentially get our engineering upgrade done before we get there, so... We'll be in a better position when we get where we're going.
I've got the financial report.
Man. Chet, remember when 1.4 million was a lot to pay out at the end of the month? The average farm remembers. I mean, I say that. We could still easily end up poor if I'm not careful. Ode to the XO. Alright. Annoyed, Darius calls you on the comms. Commander, I'm gonna need you over in the corridor between the barracks and the mess. I caught Cody painting my likeness on the bulkheads and I'm not amused. In the corridor, Cody stands next to the mural, clutching an airbrush. Behind him, the XO is depicted flexing his shirtless, rippling biceps and abs while flames erupt behind him. That's actually pretty bitchin'. What's going on here, Cody? Everyone hates this stretch. It's cold and gray, so I decided to turn up the heat. Cody grins. You know, some members of this crew really, really like it. So we can tell Darius to lighten up, we can tell Cody to clean it up, or we can allow Cody to continue. I think we let him continue. I think we need more murals of Darius. We're gonna allow him to continue. You rub your chin, smiling. Mech Warrior, you've got talent, so I'll make you a deal. Clean this up, and you can keep working out of the unused cargo hold. Cody's face lights up in surprise. Really? I've got a new piece I've been working on. I call it Mega Yang. Oh man. Mega Yang. Then hop to it. Let's put a grand opening together. In a couple of days, the crew gathers in the makeshift gallery for the reveal. Painted across the bulkheads, Yang leaps wildly, encased in blue armor. His cybernetic arm is transformed into autocannon, blasting an unseen foe. So, yeah. Mega Man is Mega Yang. Let's see. Deleted track tensions message for... Oh, good lord. Sorry about that track tension. It doesn't like the phrase homo. You can't do that. It's against the rules. Let's see. While the crew excitedly crowds around him, Darius sidles up to you. I hate to say it, but I kinda wish we'd kept my mural. He crosses his arms, and you realize the XO is wearing a sleeveless vest for the first time. You raise an eyebrow. Oh yeah? He scowls. What? It's warm in here. Morale increased by 1. Cody has lost the following tags: rebellious, and has gained high spirits for 14 days. Yeah, Beefcake Darius. I was trying, man, chat. I tried so hard, but I could not. Like, I tried to put together a mod to make Darius a sexy lady, but, like, I couldn't get it to work. I'm just not that experienced with BattleTech modding, but this is good enough. Darius showing off the guns. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well done, Cody. Well done. If you're still out there in chat. Well done. And Bamboozle, I see you out there. I know you haven't said much, but I saw you sneaking in with Hamster on that raid, so Bamboozle, welcome to the stream. I know it's a little late, but I didn't miss you. I done seen you out there.
That work order's complete, boss. Top-notch work, if I may say so.
Alright, so we got the next drop weight upgrade. We've only got one more to do, and oh mama, it's 5 million. 5 million C-bills, chat. Do we do it? It increases our drop weight by 500 tons. This effectively gives us an unlimited amount of drop tonnage. It's super expensive, but this lets us drop anything we want. At this point, the gloves are off. I think at this point in the campaign, we have to, right?
Roger that,
Who can say no to 500 tons? It's gonna take 2 months for that to happen. But once we do that, we could drop any combination of mechs in this mech bay with no problems. Speaking of, there was one more thing I wanted to do, and it was this? No, it was the Banshee. I wanted to sell a few of these assault mech parts. I think I'm gonna sell the Jotun, and hear me out on this. I'm gonna sell this part because we know we can buy the Jotun. Like, we can buy it from the faction store from the Taurians. So for me, keeping that as a part doesn't seem like a great idea. Yeah, we can buy a new one, and it wouldn't even be the periphery version. It would be, like, an official version. I don't think we're ever gonna use a stalker. so I'm gonna get rid of that. We don't need another longbow, so I'm gonna go ahead and scrap that part. I'm basically just trying to get our money back up since we just spent a bunch. Oh shit! Speaking of marauders, chat. I didn't realize we had a marauder. I mean, we gotta put that together, don't we?
Is back online.
And which one is this? Man, look at that. Look at that paint job. It's glorious. What else can we do with this thing? I mean, I don't know. There's something about this one that's speaking to me a little bit. You guys know I like stripes, so maybe we go with 2. I do like stripes. Oh, no. No, no. No, I think we got a winner. I think we got a winner, chat. Okay, alright, hold on. I gotta think for a second. We have a marauder, but we need space in the mech bay. So, we gotta put away something. The awesome is done, so I can finally pilot the awesome, as God intended. Yeah, it is a 5D, so it's not a great marauder, but it's still a marauder, though. I'm not gonna lie. Chad, I'm gonna say something, and it's gonna be heretical as fuck. I know it is. But there's a part of me that almost wants to just ditch the awesome this playthrough. Like, the diet awesome is just so much better. And the only reason that it works is because it's a Royal Black Knight. Like, if it was just a regular Black Knight, it wouldn't be that good. But because it's the Royal Black Knight, it's just so much better. And I feel terrible for saying that. I mean, thematically, though... Alright. Again, untactical, chat. Untactical. I love the awesome. We're doing the awesome. It's not the smart thing to do, but we don't do the smart things in this company. That's not how these things are done. There is a part of me, however, and hear me out, chat, there is a part of me that thinks we could replace the Stormcrow with the Marauder. Now, we lose some movement, we lose some mobility, but we gain tonnage, we gain damage potential, and we gain durability. So what do we think? Ditch the Stormcrow, go with the Marauder instead? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of disappointed we still don't have the longbow. Yeah, I do feel like the Marauder's better across the board. That's the thing. I don't remember who pilots the Stormcrow. I want to say... is it Dark Sarah? I think it's Dark Sarah that currently pilots the Stormcrow. Let's see. Tell me your secrets. Yeah, it's currently Dark Sarah that's been piloting the Stormcrow. So, I mean, we do have a pilot for it. They're not a super experienced pilot, but they got decent gunnery and tactics. So, yeah, I guess that's the question. So, Dark Sarah, if you're still out there, I don't know if you are. Do you want to trade in your Stormcrow for a Marauder? I think it's a straight upgrade, but I don't know if you've gotten attached to it. Gotta decide fast. Oh yeah, Marauder, all the way. Okay, well there you go. Decision is made. Decision is made, chat, so it sounds like we're gonna do some Marauder heresy. Let's store in Stormcrow, and let's see what we can do with this thing. Hopefully something good. I mean, a Marauder, you can always do something good with it. It's just a matter of how far you're willing to go. So let's see. This is primarily an energy boat, which isn't that surprising. We can make that work. Yeah, ER PPCs are already really good. So obviously we're gonna max the armor because that's what you do. I think we ditched the large pulse, we ditched the missile launcher. The question is, do we stick with the inner sphere PPCs or do we switch over to the clan variant? Because by taking these weapon systems out, we give ourselves some more heat to play with. So we could potentially replace the ERs with clan ERs to give ourselves even more damage. Let's see. Oh, well. So what does that do for our heat? That puts us at 24 over, but that's okay. That's okay. We can work with that. Oh, plasma rifles? I mean, we could do plasma rifles. Problem is, we don't have any more currently. Although, hold on. Before we get too deep into the heresy. Yeah, Marauders do have a bad habit of losing their arms. That is something to consider. But let's see. What I don't remember is... I'm trying to remind myself. Who is it? Do we even have anybody using the Rifleman 2C? Because we have the Bug Zapper. But I don't think we have anybody using the Bug Zapper. And that's where all of our plasma rifles are. So what I'm trying to figure out is, am I about to tear down somebody's mech in order to get the plasma rifles off of it? It doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright, chat. So we store the Rifleman 2C, and that will give us more plasma rifles that we can then put in the Marauder. Alright, so we ditched the pulses. I guess we'll keep the heat sinks for now. We may move them around a little bit, but... alright, so we go with the clan ERs. We could just go straight plasma rifle. It's the same weight. We do less damage, but the trade-off is we do heat damage, we do more stability damage, and we also generate less heat as a result. The plasma rifle sitting at 600 maximum range with no minimum. We're only losing about 120 meters in maximum range on the, Yeah. Honestly, I think this could be our new Bug Zapper, to be honest with you. 4 plasma rifles. What's our heat looking like? So we're 4 over. That's easy enough to deal with. So maybe we drop the E-cooling, and instead, we just fill in with a regular old double heat sinks. We got plenty of them. So we do it that way, keep the E-cooler. We definitely need some ammo. I think at this point we would put in as much as we could possibly fit. Maybe we drop the jump jets for now. I might put them back. Well, then again, we're probably not going to put them back. So with this much ammo, though, that only gives us 10 rounds of shooting at full alpha. So perhaps throw in 2 more bins of ammo. And that gives us 2 more tons to play with. We can max out the armor. Well, maybe not. Alright, if we stick in Pharaoh, does that get us any closer? We don't have enough slots. Well, poop. What about Clan Pharaoh? Alright, well there you go, chat. And we're only 4 heat over, so as long as we're careful, we can fire full alpha every turn. What do we think about this, chat? Do we go with it? Yeah, in this case, Bolo, the case is kinda... we don't necessarily need it. Like, it'll protect us from an ammo explosion, but plasma ammo isn't volatile. We do have some bigger engines. We could put a bigger engine in there, because a 4.7 is pretty slow, but... that would require us to hurt ourselves on heat. I think this design is okay the way it is. The cannons, I don't know. I think, oh, yeah. No. This is... it should be fine. It's... the weapon itself is not volatile, and neither is the ammo. I think this works, chat. It's just a more durable version of the bug zapper that we currently had. So, yeah, plus it's got the command mech perk, which is gonna be good. It's definitely a better perk than the anti-aircraft perk that we were getting on the rifleman. Yeah, the plasma rifle, if you're just using the plasma rifle alone, it's not dangerous in that regard. Not like other ammo-based weapons are. The only reason, Urs, that I don't want to do the ERPPCs is because we're pretty close to heat neutral where we are now. If I stick in the PPCs, we don't gain any weight, but we generate more heat. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world, though, because it does give us a little bit longer range. But, personally, I mean, you guys already know, I'm all about that full alpha. So, I want to shoot all the things every turn forever. That's just how I do. No, Urs, we're not about versatility in this company. It's all DACA, all day, every day. I don't think there's anything else in here that we needed to keep. Yeah, we don't have enough weight for ECM, but we've got a lot of ECM in the company, so very likely the Marauder's gonna be within the ECM bubble of some other mech. I think we go with this. There we go. That's... alright. If you're gonna be the one piloting this thing, let's see what we can do. Because the large lasers are technically... they're not gonna do as much damage. They're also not gonna do any stability damage. They're also not gonna do any heat damage. But, technically, they generate less heat. If we go with the ER version, let's see, the ER large laser gives you quite a bit more range. Generates about the same heat. I think it's 25, right? Yeah, it's 25. Alright, if that's how you want to do it, we can do that. We can do that. It's not what I would do. But if that's what you want to do, we can do that. With that being the case, then we could probably drop 2 tons of ammo as well, because we're not going to have as many plasma rifles. Let's see, we're at 4 heat, so the heat doesn't change. So are we thinking we put in the clan ER large instead, and as a result of the additional weight, that gives us more space for heatsink? So maybe we put the e-cooler back in after all? So this actually gives us another 4 tons to play with. So we could potentially put in either more weapon systems. Let me see. What do we have in the range of e-coolers? Because the maximum we can put on this is a 2. But one more heat sink into center torso. Yeah, we could. We could. BattleTech. There we go. And then if we have 3 extra tons, do we put 3 extra tons in the engine? Maybe. ECM, we could do that too. Do ECM, and then that gives us, the Guardian is a little heavier. The ECM is a little more common. If we put in the clan ECM, that gives us 2. And then for the engine, can we perhaps bump it up to a 350? No, not quite. How about a 320? Can we do a 320? Nah, it's just a little too heavy. And we don't have any intermediate, so we don't have anything in between. So sadly, can't do much with the engine. I mean, I guess we could. So we could put in a 320, which will bump us up to a 4.7, as opposed to where we're at right now, which is also a 4.7. So yeah, the 320 doesn't give us any additional mobility. And we would have to lose probably the ECM suite in order to make that work. So I don't think that's a good trade-off. Alright, so we're already at -4 heat. We could potentially put in another double heat sink or 2 just to get us that much lower. What else can we put in? For a single ton, what else could we put in? I guess we could put in a beagle, right? Let's see. Let's hold on. Let's do this. Let's put in a beagle. That's gonna put us a little overweight, but we could potentially drop a little bit of armor to make that work. Do we want to try this? Go with a beagle probe to give us some more sensor range? Or do we want to just dump more ammo into it? Because we could do that too. You drop a little bit of armor. I don't like dropping the rear torso though. That's my biggest problem. And go with that. I used the shift key, chat. I used the shift key. We might have some increased sensor range. Haven't checked. We do have 160 rangefinder, which doesn't weigh anything and gives us more sight. Targeting computer, maybe? Instead of the Beagle probe? I mean, a location designator is not bad at all. But if we do that... No, that would work. That would work. I mean, Mate doesn't have a bad point. Like, we could drop the Beagle, and that gives us about 1.5 tons to play with. So maybe... Again, laser designator's pretty broken. The web is 2.5. Targeting computer medium. Yikes, that's pretty rough. Precision computer or location designator. I mean, I'm partial to location designator. And then we can beef up the armor again for the saved weight. What do we think, chat? We like it? With the location designator, what this means is we can actually specialize Dark Sarah in energy weapons rather than gunnery. So that even though, well, never mind, because they don't actually have any gunnery skills. They're at, I think they're guts and tactics. Let's see, what's our heat looking like? Yeah, we're -10. First of all, Jolly Riders, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you. First time chatter says maybe drop one double heat sink, move one to the center. That's not a terrible idea. I do like to have a little bit of overage on our heat delta though, just because we find ourselves in a lot of places like lunar environments or desert environments and things like that. So having a little bit of heat overage means that we're able to deal with those a little bit better than, you know, if we just go to 0 on the delta, then you're kind of screwed if you end up in a hot environment. But I think we like that. We're gonna call it the Big Bug Zapper, because it's the Bug Zapper but bigger and better. Let's make it hot, Chad. And I see you, Mate, with the water, so hydration incoming.
And no. Shouldn't be too hard.
Alright. And that gives us a couple more slots in the mech bay. Yeah, overcooling is good to have if your build can afford it. Obviously, not every mech can do that. But if you can, it's definitely helpful. Oh, this is true, Jolly. The only problem is, in this company, we full alpha all the time. Normally, rational human beings would turn weapon systems off. We don't do that here. Safety third, chat. Remember that. Safety third. Alright, let's have a look at the command center. Where is our mission? It said there was a special mission here. What is the special mission? How do I know which one is the special mission? Is that a duel? It's a solo duel. Chat, it's a solo duel. It's an unlimited weight solo duel. Y'all know I do like me some duels. Solo duel in the jungle. We can't negotiate. Why can I not negotiate? Oh, because we're not actually on the planet yet. Herpaderp. It turns out, chat, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a fucking idiot. So just, you know, jot that down. Let's try to actually get to the planet before I start deciding what missions we're gonna take.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
We didn't even visit the store. Jesus. God, Chad, I'm slipping. We haven't gone to the store. We aren't even on the planet yet. Like, I'm just... I swear, I know what I'm doing, Chad. I promise. I've done this before. At least once. Lot of mechs for sale. Heavy cannon. A long time. I would have been excited about that some time ago. Can never say no to more MRM-40s. Artillery FCS. Artillery FCS! We finally found one, chat. I'm buying them both. I'm buying them both.
New equipment available.
What? 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 I mean, it even says this contract is very difficult. Maybe we wait until we get the unlimited, well, effectively unlimited drop weight before we try to do that. But it's good to know that it's available. Also, they have a bunch of different engine cores here. Let's see. Laser insulators are always good, even if we hardly ever use them. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else interesting? Not really. Not really. Oh, well, I mean, more Rack 5 ammo. We can always use more Rack 5 ammo.
New equipment available.
Fuel cell, I forget. I think it's a weird little thing. Where is it? So engine fuel cell, cannot be equipped with advanced heat sinks, cannot make use of heat sink systems other than standard, 20% engine weight factor change, and component generates -10 heat per turn. The only problem is, again, it's more limited in what you can actually do with it. Alright, so we gotta check the faction store as well. Obviously, if we're gonna be here, we gotta check the faction store. Again, more mechs, including the Jotun. Good to see that we're gonna be able to find that anytime we want. Bracing cockpit is cool, but yeah, nothing here. No triple strength. I mean, we might have to go to Solaris if we wanted to find triple strength. Yeah, it's a mech with an extension cord. It basically turns it into an Ava unit, if you're into that sort of thing. Lek Bay, no, Command Center, that's what we're after. Yeah, where is the, there was supposed to be a special mission here. Where is the special mission? Or is that is that the dropship stuff? Is that what that's about? Hey. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's blow some shit up. Command Center! We got a duel, chat. We got a duel. All eyes on me? I like it. I know that's not what the mission name is, but... we don't really need the money, so we're going with salvage, because every time I don't take salvage on a duel, I end up regretting it. Can you do that, EW? I didn't know that the 7D actually had an artillery mount point. But if it does, hell yeah, go for it. Let's see. I mean, we know that the commander can probably handle this, but I think we gotta take the Awesome out for a test drive. We gotta see how well it performs. Because we know that the Black Knight was... The Black Knight was an outstanding dueling mech. I don't know if this Awesome will be the same. We will find out shortly. Oh, okay, I got you. No, that makes more sense. I was like, wait a minute, the 7D doesn't have any artillery hardpoints. But if it did... I mean, I will stick a long time in anything that the game will let me, and it doesn't often want to let me put a long time in anything, which is kind of disappointing. BattleTech. There we go. Thought Darius was taking a nap for a second. Yeah, troubleshooter, that would be very similar to the big iron, right? Like, you put the long time on the locust and it knocks itself down every shot. Kind of like, you know, every time you fire the big iron, it just knocks itself over. Which reminds me, we still have the weapon system from that thing. Speaking of heresy, I might have some crazy ideas about what to do with that.
Initiated.
All right, let's see what they're gonna throw at us. Or,
I copy.
to quote the Kasserkin from Dawn of War, we've done this one 100 times. Sunder. You know, admittedly, that was not on my bingo card. LBX-20 and some PPCs. All right, well,
Go.
then we know we want to be as far away from you as we can possibly manage.
On the move.
Let us fire with the regular FCS first. Yeah, that's a big shotgun. Let's make it hot, chat.
Acknowledged. My flamer is empty.
Alright. And again, you're firing them slugs. This is the real problem with the awesome, is no evasion. So maybe instead we just take the damage and we move in closer.
Location confirmed.
Say screw it, put the hurt on him. I mean, his PPC, it's weird. Like, this fit is designed to be good. Like, the LBX-20 can hit you at close range. So even though the PPCs have a minimum range, the LBX definitely makes up for it. Yes, it's kind of like got a little Mr. Stay Puft going on. I mean, again, other than the little angry face that they got going on, it looks like a toy. But we're gonna switch over to MRM. Is there? Yeah, there's no way to use the FCS. That's kind of poop. That's kind of poop. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot.
Let's see how you like this.
I forgot that the commander does not actually have the ability to call shots. The only reason we were able to do that with the Black Knight was because I had the target designator in it.
Waiting for orders.
That is the only reason we were able to call shots.
Move order
To
received.
get ourselves back into some cover, we'll hit him with another full alpha strike, and just continue to do that.
Giving him everything I've got.
And there we go. Engine crit. Engine
Target
destroyed.
eliminated.
You love to see it. And no, EW, for the way that the rocket launcher loaders work, you basically get the original volley, i.e., you get the ability to shoot the ammo that comes in the launcher as a separate set of ammo, and then you have to switch fire modes over to the MRMs. Yeah, the Marauder will have the headshot ability because that's where we put the target designator.
Mission successful.
But yeah, it's not an outrageously ineffective design. I mean, I will say that the Black Knight, as we had it built, was definitely targeted more towards the commander specifically, because the commander has energy weapon proficiency, which increases damage with energy weapons. But that's okay. We'll definitely make it work. I will be sticking more weapon systems into this thing at some point. And if we can get our hands on a 10Q awesome, that's definitely what we're going to do. Oh yeah, it's still heresy. We put a rocket launcher in an awesome. That by itself is heresy. No doubt about it. I think we're going to get everything on this no matter what we do. Yeah. Which is good. Yeah, the plasma rifles again. I have an irrational hate for energy weapons that use ammunition. But with that being said, the plasma rifle has grown on me because it isn't the most powerful weapon, but it's basically the best of all worlds. It does 50 damage. It also does 25%, or does 25 heat damage. It also does 25 stability damage. It does all of that for only 25 heat. The ammo isn't volatile, so if it gets destroyed, it doesn't hurt you. And it's essentially, like, even though it's an ammo-using energy weapon, you get all the benefits of a PPC, a flamer, and an autocannon all in one weapon. Yeah, plus bonus damage against vehicles and battle armor, which all by itself is outstanding. Like, the plasma rifle is stupid good. You cannot deny how good the plasma rifle is. It is probably the only good thing the Capellans have ever done for the Inner Sphere. Well, Darius is complaining about experience, so let's get in here and take care of that. We have been doing some pretty tough missions.
Receiving you.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Training confirmed, Commander.
Oh, don't worry, Darkseer. If you're good with that, I mean,
Standing
we've
by.
definitely got the funds. If you want to retrain, we can absolutely retrain you for energy specialization.
Aye, aye. I'm listening.
And let's see. So we got Devious getting close to max level as well.
Standing by. What do you need?
Let's see. General quarters isn't quite there yet. We'll get there. We will get there.
Orders.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Karus, we're gonna give you a little bit of everything, buddy.
Training complete.
Yeah, Capellans do in fact make good target
Standing by.
practice. When you can actually find them.
Awaiting orders.
Usually they're so
Standing by.
busy sneaking around, though, it can be tough to actually get a shot
Got my
on them.
attention.
Alright, well again, as always, Rex, glad to see you, glad you could join us. Hope you have the outstanding rest of your Saturday and weekend. And hopefully 2024 is good to you as well.
Standing by.
Standing by.
Yes, Commander.
We'll go with piloting,
Training
because of
confirmed,
course. And Erst, are you
Come,
ready?
Nerevar, friend or traitor, come.
Well, there you go. Erst is now officially maxed out.
Mech warrior training complete.
You can add him to the hallowed halls of maxed out pilots. Alright, so that's Abdul out of the way. Let's see what else we got on the docket here. Destroy base, assassinate, ambush convoy. Chat, we got loot boxes. We got loot boxes. Attack and defend. Based on the money, is this our special mission? No, because it would be for the Taurians. This is for local government. I don't think I've ever done attack and defend before, but I understand the concept. Oh, and there's Game Master. Trying to sneak in the chat like nobody sees him. I see you out there, Game Master. Good to see you, as always. Glad you could join us. I know you'll probably be lurking out there, but have a good lurk. Glad you could join us on a Saturday. Hopefully you are having a great weekend so far. Wherever you are. Let's see. Honestly, I'm good with ambush convoy. I like loot boxes. That's possible, AFP. We could be on the wrong planet, but, like, I'm pretty sure it's this planet. And we can check navigation again, maybe, like... Yeah, because, like, this is where we are. We're on Taurus, and this is where, I mean, as best I can tell, this is where the mission is. But, yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, it's not showing up. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of strange. Like I said, I'm wondering if it's the dropship missions that's what, like, it's trying to show you where the dropship missions are available. That might be what it is. Because those definitely, like they were saying, oh, it'll give you access to super hard missions. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah. Seems like a pretty hard mission to me. But all things in time. For right now, Pony Express, Ambush Convoy, Loot Box. We're doing it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Northman. I was thinking it was the dropship missions that we needed to do, which is fine if that's the case. With that being said, let's get to putting our stuff together here. Oh, that's right. This Lance Comp hasn't been saved in a while. Alright, well, we're gonna have to redo our Lance Comp then. So, obviously, Sierra's gonna sit this one out. Erst is gonna sit this one out. We're trying to give everybody that isn't already maxed out, we're trying to give them a chance. With the exception of our vehicle pilots. We don't need the Dakota anymore. We're bringing the Demon. And we're letting Karos pilot that one. We got the big SEMO. We can RKO out of nowhere. That's gonna be Devious, I believe, right? Devious? Tell me your secrets. No, it's not. It's a Typhoon, that's right. I don't know why the hell I was thinking it was Devious. But that's okay. We got... The Marauder's still not done, so it'll have to sit it out. Hunchback, Executioner, why not? We just upgraded our drop weight. Let's get Rex in there. And then we can also throw in the other Executioner. We can get the Nosy on the field. Let's get the RKO out of there. Out of nowhere, some might say. Put in the Warhawk. And that's gonna be Graveline, I believe. Oh no, we're trying to keep Warhawk off the field then. Yeah, troubleshooter, we've had some unluck like that as well. It sucks when that happens because the headshot is the one thing that you can never really account for. Like, you can try as hard as you want to keep your people safe, but that random headshot out of nowhere, there's nothing you can do. Let's see, Summoner? No, I think we go General Quarters. We put in General Quarters. Let him bring the Night Star. All right, there we go. I think we got something like a Lance Comp put together here. Who's got good tactics? I don't want to bring in a maxed pilot. But we need a pilot to do the long top, and I don't think we have any vehicle pilots besides. Well, poop. Commander it is, I guess. Alright, let's save this Lance Comp. Something that's updated. Nah, Devious is normally piloting the Summoner. And I was gonna put Devious and the Summoner in, but I want to give General Quarters some field time, because Devious is pretty close to maxing out. Alright, here we go. We're gonna make it hot. Oh, and I see Ansi redeeming for a put me in. With that being said, Ansi, I have been reminding folks, like, we're pretty late into this campaign, and even though I try to keep the lethality high, I don't think we're going to have too many pilot deaths, so I'm putting you in. I will put you on the list. I already have a waiting list of folks. So you are on the list. I will jot you down. And those names will either get used on our next BTA campaign, or if we play some other game that allows me to do that. My model's acting a little wonky here. It doesn't like it when I look down at my notebook. But yeah, like, there are other games. Well, don't sob, Caffeinated Lemur, because the thing is, if we play another game or another campaign, then that gives you a chance to get back in. So you could potentially put yourself on the list again. I mean, you could put yourself on the list right now, but obviously I'm not going to put you in this campaign. But yeah, like I said, there's plenty of other games that we can play that allow you to rename people. Yes, correct. Grendler Colo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Grendler Colo. Love the stream. BattleTech is. You are correct. BattleTech certainly is. It is. It is. Welcome to the stream, Grendler. Hopefully you don't mind us ribbing you a little bit. But welcome to the stream on a Saturday. Hopefully you're having an outstanding weekend so far. And glad you could join us. If you like BTA, if you like BattleTech, then you are amongst friends here, because you will get plenty of that in this stream. But yeah, it's, I mean, again, I have toyed with the idea of doing a run of XCOM, potentially playing Battle Brothers, although if we're going to be talking about a body count, Battle Brothers is definitely going to be is going to have a body count attached to it. I've considered playing Xenonauts. There's all kinds of stuff. We could, yeah, I mean, Stellaris. I don't know how well Stellaris will run on my machine, though. That's the only thing. Like, with all the expansions and everything, it's, it runs a little rough. But, yeah, I mean, Battle Brothers, I'm definitely not against. But we're still running this campaign, and as I said this last stream, I don't have a finish line in sight for this campaign, but I am acutely aware of the fact that we're pretty close to wrapping it up. Like, there aren't a whole lot of challenges left for us to conquer in this campaign, and I think the dropship missions will definitely be one of those things that we try to do. Before we finally hang up our hat and say, yes, we are officially the most accomplished mercenary company in all of the Inner Sphere. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much longer I'll play this campaign, but I do feel like we're getting close to the end.
Okay.
That's fair, Jolly. I mean, we are currently playing the legacy version of BTA. I am playing the previous patch. So this is the version of the game before the big December save-breaking patch. And that's the other thing, is I definitely want to... I want to try some new campaign ideas, and one of them is, the obvious one is, hey, let's see if we can do a vehicle company. Like, I want to see how far we can make it as a vehicle and battle armor only company. Obviously, I don't think we'll ever be able to take on, like, 5 skull missions or anything, but I still want to see how well we can do. So I definitely have ideas. I have ideas. Well, this is unfortunate. They want us to stop a convoy, but they want us to also avoid collateral damage, and I don't think I can do both. So that's the denial zone, and this is their starter zone. It's not gonna be pretty, chat. It is not gonna be pretty. Can we get through here, or am I gonna run over this direction and then find out that I'm blocked?
Aye.
Thankfully, the roads will help us move faster.
Moving to position.
Only problem is it's gonna help the enemy move faster as well.
Move order received.
Mati, I'm not entirely sure. I think I will definitely give BattleTech a break after we're done with this campaign. Only because, I mean, at this point, we've been playing this same campaign for almost 4 months straight. So I personally would like to mix it up a little bit after this, because the one thing I don't want to do is pigeonhole myself and just be, like, the BattleTech streamer. Like, don't get me wrong, I like BattleTech, but I also like to play other games. And I've said before, like, you guys...
Aye, aye.
and I playing games on stream, that's pretty much the only game time I have these days. So, you know, I would like to mix it up. But we will see. I haven't made any final decisions yet. Let's see, why are you so much slower?
Affirmative.
Game Master, I will admit though, if we're gonna talk about Battle Brothers, I have to admit that I am not nearly as good at Battle Brothers as I am at BattleTech.
Roger.
That's definitely something to keep in mind. Like, I understand Battle Brothers and I understand how to play it, but I'm not anywhere close to as good at Battle Brothers.
Acknowledged.
Honestly, you say that, Mara, but I think we would have to increase the cost.
did what
Oh
you
shit.
wanted.
Our target is
I didn't
within
mean to
sensor range.
I didn't mean to brace Karos. I think we would have to increase the cost because some of you guys have been in the stream for a long time. I'm not against the idea of multiplayer games, Mate. Okay, I have no idea what the hell that was about. I'm not against the idea of doing multiplayer games. I don't really have any that I could play with you guys, but it's not off the table, for sure. So what, oh, did we get the thing? Yeah, the bug with the surprise vehicles that are stuck in the terrain. Yeah, thankfully they fixed that in the latest patch, but we're not playing the latest patch.
Ready for orders.
What the hell? Oh, are they going this way? Alright, that works. Won't hear me complaining. Can I get to a spot where we actually have line of sight? We can.
Confirmed.
Outstanding. That's an Edgar? Really? A machine gun J. Edgar. Alright. Well, I don't think we're gonna waste any Gauss ammo on this thing, because, we got fuck all chances to actually hit it, but this is a good opportunity for a sensor line.
I've got a sensor lock.
Oh god, no. Not War Thunder, Jesus. No, I gave far too many years of my life to War Thunder. I am War Thundered out. I am also Warshipped out. I played both for many hours. I'm good. I don't need them anymore. I had my fun time with them.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Let's see. What else can we do?
Oh, I don't like
I don't
going
like it.
fast. It's
I don't like
scary.
it. We don't have a very good shot. I guess we take it anyway, though. I guess we take it anyway. I think we can... I think we can track tension. I think they just have to move first. Like, we can't hit them while they're underground, but once they move, it'll
Running 'em
force
up,
them
knocking 'em
to,
down,
like,
just like
come
Bella
up to
Woods.
ground level, and then we can hit
I
them.
can't believe I missed. I also can't believe I'm still alive.
That's a good question, Bolo. I don't know. I don't recall seeing Sierra say that, but they may have just gone to do their Arma thing. It is Saturday, after all.
Yes, Commander.
We're not doing any damage to the escorts, though, which concerns me, because then I wonder, where are the convoy vehicles? Because I don't want to get bogged down fighting the escorts. Okay, well that's a PPC of some description.
Light damage, Commander.
Also, for those of you that aren't as familiar with BattleTech, just keep in mind, chat, we're probably going to have to do a restart after this mission. Because, urban maps have a bad tendency to cause the memory leak to go out of control. And that's okay, because we've been live for almost 4 hours now, so it'd be a good opportunity to BRB after this mission. Because I'm feeling the need to get up and stretch my legs a bit.
Moving at full throttle.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, this is the other thing. Urban maps are a pain in the ass. Because of the lines of sight.
Confirmed.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. World of Warships and War Thunder were both decent enough games, especially for being free-to-play
No
games.
target.
I don't know why I'm moving the artillery up. I guess it's because I'm stupid. But yeah, I mean, they were both fun enough games, and
Primary target
I
is taking
enjoyed them
damage.
for sure. But
I'm catching some serious shit here, Commander.
at this point in my life, the thing that I run into most often as a problem with games is so many games are like that now, where they're like, you know, they're live service games or they're always online type of games that expect you to just devote your entire life to them. Like, you have to play all the time, you have to play every day. You gotta log in, get your dailies and all, like...
Confirmed.
And to be honest with you, I don't like spending that much time with a game anymore because I already feel like there's a lot of games that I have missed out on over the years, specifically because I was so wrapped up in games like EVE Online and Warframe and War Thunder and Final Fantasy XIV and Destiny, and like there were so many of these games that just wanted to monopolize my time, and I missed a lot of really good games as a result. And even now, I'm still trying to catch up. So for me, it's like, I prefer smaller, more concentrated experiences so that I can just play the game, get the experience, enjoy it, and then move on to something new. BattleTech is one of my guilty pleasures. It's one of those, you know, everybody, we all have like one or two games that we just really like, and you just go back to it, right? Like, for me, those games are BattleTech and RimWorld. Like, they're the type of games that whenever I'm just bored and I don't feel like getting into something new, I'll just go back and play a BattleTech campaign. Or go start a colony in RimWorld and see what happens. I mean, Caffeinated Lemur, if you say FM3, and I naturally have to assume that you mean Front Mission 3, but yes, I can assure you,
Here we go.
Front Mission 3 does have contemporaries.
Receiving you.
Oh god, no. Mate, no. No. Definitely not RimWorld.
Affirmative.
At least not anytime soon. I won't say never. Never say never. But I actually finished up a very long-running
Locking on.
RimWorld colony back in September, right before I started streaming.
Major armor lock.
So I have gotten the RimWorld out of my system for quite some time, I think.
Talk to me.
God, these sightlines are just butt cheeks. Dwarf Fortress, maybe? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I'm not against some dwarf. I am not against some dwarf.
Affirmative.
Can we actually kill something?
Roger that.
I guess, like, I don't understand what's going on with these damn Rommels. Like, they used to be our most accurate weapon platforms, and now it feels like every other shot, Bamboozle and Game Master are both just shooting it into the ground 3 feet in front of the tank. And I don't know why. It's actually kind of frustrating. So, the last RimWorld colony that I played, I mean, obviously, if you're not playing RimWorld with 100 mods installed, are you even playing it right? But with the mod pack that I put together, I was playing,
God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
essentially an all-mechanoid colony. Like, I have the one mechanator, and then I had the mod for the Gestalt engine, and I basically just had a colony of all mechanoids. And it was a little bit of a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but again, I'm RimWorlded out for a while, I think.
I'm gonna press all the buttons and you can't stop
Yeah, what
me.
is this? We
I
could not
broke
hit
it
with a
like
Gauss
my
rifle to
hip.
save our lives at this point, and I have no idea why.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Game Master, buddy. If anybody can do this, it's gotta be you, right? There we go. There we go.
Hostile eliminated.
Yeah, MPC, if you're playing on console, then... I mean, not to deride Vanilla RimWorld. Like, Vanilla RimWorld is a fine game on its own. However, you are definitely missing out on huge chunks of the experience if you're not able to mod the game. I would argue that the mods have turned RimWorld into much more than the sum of its parts. Let's just go ahead and hit you with the sensor lock, because we got less than 20% chance to hit. Oh no, and you don't have to feel bad about it. I mean, to me, it's a very similar situation to, like, for all the people that are out there and, for example, played Skyrim on console. Like, if you played Skyrim on console, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, Skyrim on its own is fine, but you're definitely missing out without mods. Like, there are huge chunks of the experience that you will never get to see because you don't have mods. But don't... Well, there goes the secondary. Oh, no. But don't ever think that, like, yeah, you're missing out on the mods, but you're still getting the base game experience. So...
Commander?
And that's still worth something. The only problem is... you don't get to have any boobies in your Skyrim. That's all it is. I wouldn't say it's dog shit, Erst. Skyrim base game it's a Bethesda game. And either you like Bethesda games or you don't. And I know right now, especially with Starfield, that hating on Bethesda is the new thing, and that's what all the cool kids are doing. As far as I'm concerned... Yeah, but Erst, you and I both know that the Bethesda that made Morrowind and the Bethesda that made Skyrim are not the same company. I mean, technically it's the same logo on the box, but the people that made Morrowind are not the people that made Skyrim. But, like, again, I understand that hating Bethesda is the popular thing to do, and that's fine. If you have grievances with Bethesda's game design, those are probably valid points. I have grievances with Bethesda's game design.
Holding, Commander. Nothing to see here.
That they claim they were working on Starfield for over a decade, and what we got was Skyrim with guns? Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. Agreed, Erst. I mean, I would say that Bethesda has not made a good game in a long time, in the sense of, like, you know, an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, but they make good enough games. I would also argue that in this day and age, they probably should be considered AA price tag at this point. Like, if they were charging $40 for Starfield instead of $70, I think people would be much less angry. Holy crap, what? Who is shooting and at what?
Think they can hurt me.
Oh wow, we actually have like a regular plain Jane Rommel out here. And a manticore? 2 manticores? Alright. Well, things got interesting. Things got very interesting all of a sudden.
Yes, Commander.
Good lord, why are you so hard to hit? Oh, because 7 evasion, 6 evasion. Ugh. Freaking hover vehicles on tarmac is a nightmare. They just get so much evasion, it's stupid. Alright, well, let's give it a shot. Literally. There we go, we got an armor breach. We got an armor breach. I would physical attack track tension, but unfortunately the rotary dial is a mad cat, which means we would have fucking missed anyway. Like, clan mechs suck at melee. Which is the thing, like, I need to get our people in here like AFP in the Saturday Night Fever. Like, I need to get our Inner Sphere mechs in here so that we can start stomping on these donkeys. Because, yeah, a heavy mech stomps on a hovercraft, that hovercraft is toast.
I'm wounded.
I'm sorry? You hurt yourself charging a hovercraft. Would you like to explain that to me?
Yep.
You know what? Maybe don't. Don't explain it. I don't want to hear that story now, all of a sudden. We can definitely give him the kick on this one, though, so we're gonna do it.
Locked on for physical attack.
So there's the kick for the big damage, and then let's hit him with the weapon systems. I mean, a Manticore is a pretty beefy tank, so we gotta be careful. We might even need to divert a couple of people here. Yeah, I'm not sure, AFP. Like, it says you broke something. Let's see. Simple fracture of left leg. I'm not sure how you managed that on a...
I'm here.
I'm not sure how you managed that on something like that, but you know, it's too late now.
Okay.
It happened. We'll just have to deal with the consequences. Let's see if we can... I really don't like this Manticore. Let's see if we can take it off the field. There we go. There we go. So, Chad, I've said this before, but that is probably the main reason to mix up your weapon systems. Like, I know we go with laser boats and missile boats and things like that, but the main advantage to having multiple types of weapon systems on a mech is that right there. Where you get the initial shots that will punch through the armor, and then you get the follow-up shots that immediately start hitting internal. It's something that's a lot harder to do with something like a laser boat. In the meantime, I guess we can turn Rex around. If we tried to melee this Manticore, yeah, we get an 11% chance to successfully melee.
Moving out.
Because clan mechs are just butt cheeks when it comes to hitting melee, sadly. We don't have an FCS on this, but we can still hit this Manticore with a full alpha. Let's make it hot.
All weapons are go.
Alright, well, we did not punch through on that one. But we got a lot of very heavy mechs here in the back. Hopefully we can protect the long time, and even if we can't, hey, it's the commander, and the commander can't die. So, we'll be alright. Still no vehicle kills.
Losing lots of armor.
We're killing lots of civilians, but we haven't managed to kill any of the convoy vehicles yet.
They're shooting me and I'm really scared.
It's go time.
Yeah, again, I understand that Bethesda is rather divisive now, and like I said, for me, Starfield was kind of that last chance. Because supposedly it's this thing that they've been working on for over a decade. So for me, it was like, okay, Fallout 4 was not great. I still played it a lot, and I had fun with it, but it wasn't great. And then Fallout 76 was a disaster, and I'm glad I didn't spend any money on it. And then Starfield was coming up, and I was like, okay, this is kind of the last shot, right? Like, this is strike 3 for me, as far as Bethesda games are concerned. And Starfield came out and was, again, basically Fallout 4 in space. And so, for me, that was that kind of like, okay. And so for those of you, if you guys don't keep up with, The Escapist, I'm sorry, Second Wind now that they've crawled out from under the sweaty taint of The Escapist and its investors. They recently did a Design Delve episode, and I think they actually posted it yesterday. And they made a really good point in that video, because they were talking about how you design from either a top-down or a bottom-up perspective. And, you know, when you design a game as top-down, you start with the story and then you design the mechanics to support the story. Or you design from bottom-up, where you have a really cool mechanic and then you design a narrative to go with that mechanic, or the mechanics. And Bethesda games, especially Starfield, feel like they approached it from neither of those directions. Because they still have the same freshman amateur BS writing that they've always had. Like, the story is amateur if I'm being generous. And the gameplay mechanics are also not innovative at all. Like, it's literally the same game mechanics in 8 out of 10 of the last games that Bethesda has released. So the gameplay loop is not engaging, and the story is not engaging. The story is not designed to support the mechanics, and the mechanics are not designed to support the story. So really, the game doesn't know what it wants to do or what it wants to be. And I think that's why it's not very good.
Oh, God, I was sleeping. What do
So,
you want?
again, if you're familiar with Second Wind, then you probably already watched that video. If you haven't, go check that out. The channel on YouTube is Second Wind, and it's the most recent design delve that they've done. And they go into more detail about it, but it is... I share those sentiments that it really does feel like they just didn't know what to do with Starfield. They basically just said,
Oh, I don't like
let's
going
do the
fast.
same
It's
thing that
scary.
we've been doing for 25 years. And they did. And it made a shitload of money, so you can't argue that it wasn't successful, but it's still kind of disappointing. Yeah, Fallout London actually looks pretty damn good. Now, I don't know if I'll actually play it. I may watch somebody else play it, but it looks really good.
I'm gonna press all the buttons and you can't stop me.
And for those of you out there in the chat that are from the UK, if you do get around to playing Fallout London, you'll have to tell me how well you think they captured the spirit of a Fallout in London.
Position confirmed.
Yeah, Fallout 76 is, well, I think it shares a lot of DNA with Redfall in that it was Bethesda trying to chase the live service gravy train about 5 years after they should have given that up.
On it. Let's hit 'em hard.
Like, that train has come and gone, and live service is not the cash cow that it used to be. It's like anybody that comes out with a battle royale game now. It's like, why even bother? Like, there's already 1 or 2 really big battle royale games, and they pretty much own the market. So if you're gonna try and make a battle royale game today, you better have something that's better than Fortnite, or you're going to lose. And it's the same thing with live services. Like, live service games, they've already got their audiences. And so trying to jump on that bandwagon now is a waste of times and resources.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
You're definitely showing your age, Track Tension, if that's a game that you played in person, but at the same time, again, I think you'll find yourself amongst friends here. There are a lot of ancient Grodnards in the chat here.
Affirmative.
Alright, let's see if we can slow these donkeys down. And put some hurt on them.
Roger that.
Target destroyed.
Alright, there we go. That's one transport down, finally. Yeah, AFP, there's another... I mean, those are what I would call, like, stream bait games. Or I guess you're talking about, like, the actual streaming services.
Standing by.
Like, the folks that are trying to do the game streaming stuff. Like, yeah, that's not a
Quick
thing.
segment.
I don't think that's ever gonna really take off. I know what it is. It's an attempt to try to control the industry even further. Like, they spent a lot of time and a lot of money to force places like GameStop out of business. And don't get me wrong, GameStop did a whole lot to put itself out of business as well. But, like, the game makers really wanted to put places like GameStop out of business. And they did that with digital. And now that they've done it with digital, they want to put their competition out of business by saying, okay, now you only rent your games, and we're not even going to let you buy a license. We're going to let you pay for a service and pay for that forever just to continue to play the games that you already own.
I'm on him.
Like, make no mistake, if we let the current crop of executives that are running the games industry continue to run it, eventually you will not buy games. You will be renting the opportunity to play a game on a server for as long as they do it. And that's part of what the whole live service thing was about. It was about how can we lock the game down so that you can only play it as long as we allow you to.
Let's go.
Wait, did somebody? Yep, somebody actually got past my people. You sons of bitches. Well, that will not stand. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So for transports, these things are extremely tanky.
Commander?
Alright, what are our chances to hit with the melee? 1.9% chance to hit with melee with a Mad Cat. That is depressing for a whole bunch of different reasons. Alright, let's go with the full alpha from the Rack 5s. Let's give them everything we got.
Firing all weapons.
Alright, well that didn't go as well as I hoped. And Badwing rolling into the chat saying, woohoo, finally get to make it to a live stream. Since I'm from the land down under, it's 9 a.m. Well, first of all, good morning from Sunday, I guess. Hopefully your Sunday is going well, Batwing, and glad you could join us finally. I know it can sometimes be tough to catch streams from the other side of the world, so glad you can join us, even if it's just for a little while. Always like to see people from around the world coming to join us here in the stream. Alright, hopefully that will take care of the Manticore, right? Yes. Alright, there we go. So Manticore is taken care of. Now we just gotta take care of this hovercraft, and then... Or I'm sorry, this Rommel, and we can focus down the rest of these donkeys. Unfortunately, we got 2 executioners back here, so our options for meleeing the vehicles are kinda limited. And as we already know, yes, that is correct track tension, Batwing is in fact from the future. So if you want to make any lottery bets or, you know, any put anything down on any horses or anything, Batwing is your guy. He's the guy you gotta talk to. In fact, if you ask real nicely, he might even be able to give you the sports almanac. But, I hear he likes to play that one a little closer to the chest. Understandably so, of course.
Copy that.
I see you, Mate.
That was a critical hit, lad.
Still didn't get the kill. God, that's frustrating. Plans to the hoverboard. Well, I mean, thankfully, Dark Sarah, we already know one thing about the hoverboards, and that's if you want to cross the water, you gotta have power. So, you know, thankfully, we already know some stuff about the future.
Roger.
Alright, so no more escorts. Also, that's another city block leveled.
Tech warriors, show them what you got.
Alright, Mate. Well, as always, good to see you. Glad you could join us for a stream. I hope you have an outstanding rest of your weekend. And, again, as I've been telling everybody, hopefully have a great start to your 2024 as well.
Ah, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Alright, let's see. Can we... Okay, first of all, it doesn't look like there's anything behind us. So let's see about getting in behind this
You're
guy.
asking a lot of an old guy.
And then well, give him the old cornhole, which we have not done in quite some time. I'd say we're past due. Wheeled propulsion destroyed.
I
Outstanding.
broke him like my hip.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, Commander. Moving out.
I wouldn't think it would be so hard for some main battle tanks to, you know, destroy unarmored transports on open ground.
Enemy reinforcements detected.
BATTLETECH? BATTLETECH?
Onward. No.
There we go. Alright, I was getting a little worried there.
They're heading your way.
I was getting a little worried. Alright, can I move the camera, please, and see where the reinforcements are? Oh. Oh, no. A Merlin, another 60-tonner, an Emperor. Alright, and then another 80-tonner? Did I see vehicles as well? Or is this... Oh, no, I think that's one of the vehicles that's trying to escape. Alright, we're gonna have to chase that monkey down.
Confirmed.
We're also gonna have to put Bolo somewhere a little safer than he currently is, because, once again, we're getting flanked. Which seems to be happening a lot more often these days. It's like the computer finally found strategy. Although it is kind of cheap when you think about it, because, like, it's one thing to have bad positioning and stuff on a battlefield. It's another thing entirely when the game is just like, and then there were 10 dudes behind you.
Standing by.
Like, I understand it's a gameplay conceit. It's still irritating.
Roger.
Alright, let's see if we can get the kill on this.
Come on, Pete.
There we go.
Let's make it happen.
Oh, well, look at that. There must have been some good loot in that one. He blew up like confetti. Well, good to see you, Grandler Kahlo. Glad you could join us. Enjoy the hockey game. And Batwing, don't tempt me, because I'm due to go buy a Powerball ticket today, and I will absolutely play those numbers. I'll make you a deal, though. If I play those numbers and they actually turn out to be winners, I'll DM you and make sure you get your cut.
Receiving you.
It's only fair, after all.
On it.
God, Serini, don't even remind me.
Got it.
Alright, there we go. No more convoy. Like, I have been playing the Powerball since October, since the last winning. And that hurt my soul.
Armor's melting off.
The fact that somebody finally...
Solid hit.
That somebody finally won, like, that hurt my soul.
Commander.
Alright, let's get all of our people turned around and face this
On my
new
way.
threat.
Double time.
Because these are some pretty heavy
Awaiting
mechs,
orders.
which means we could be in trouble, depending on how things go.
Affirmative.
Alright, let's see. We still don't have visual on the other two mechs. Well, that is immensely disappointing. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is
Come
ruined.
on, people. Let's make it happen.
Alright, let's crank this back down to 3. And I think we go after the Merlin first. It's the lighter of the two mechs. Oh, never mind. They have spawn protection. Well, never mind. We're not going to shoot at anything. I mean, track tension, you say you can't have me winning the lottery. I promise you, if I were to win the lottery, I'm still gonna have to do something to keep myself occupied. And the only thing that keeps me from streaming full-time is the fact that I actually have to have a real job. Like, make no mistake. If you want to, and this is just like, I'm gonna give you guys a little peek behind the curtain. Well, glad to see you, AFE. Glad you could stop by. Hopefully we'll still be live when you come back, but if not, have a great weekend. But just to give you guys a little peek behind the curtain, in case you don't know how Twitch works and how its payouts work. If you're an affiliate, and even if you're a partner and you get the 70-30 cut from subs and stuff like that, like, in order to make a living, like a comfortable living, not even like living high on the hog, but in order to make a comfortable living, you have to have, on average, about 40,000 subs a year to your channel. If you want to survive off the money that you make, and I'm just talking about subs, that's not counting, like, donations or Patreon or anything like that, but, like, if you are just trying to survive off of sub money from Twitch, even if you're at the highest tier of partner, you would need to make about 40,000 subs a year in order to make a living. So, you know, it's... the people that do this for a living are very, very fortunate, but there's a reason that most of them are in a 2-income household, and there's a reason that most of the most successful streamers are, you know, your co-carnages and stuff like that are bringing in 15,000 viewers on every stream. Yeah, they also get screwed on taxes. Like, that's what I mean. When I say 40,000 subs, like, you can do the math, but I'm considering the taxes and stuff as well. Like, it is very hard to make a living being a streamer, but I enjoy it very, very much. So, in a hypothetical scenario where, well, you also get screwed on taxes on streaming as well, or Twitch. That's why I thought that's what you were talking about. But, like, I enjoy streaming very, very much, and if I were to win the lottery, I would probably stream full-time, just because at that point I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, struggling with a job and everything else. I could just focus on streaming and having a good time.
Yeah, here we go.
So yeah, that would be my plan. So if anything, pray for me to win the lottery. Then you'll get more of me. Because then I could stream every day and not have to worry about it.
Talk to me.
Alright, Gaming, we're glad to see you. Glad you could join us from the raid, and hopefully you had a good time. If we don't see you, then have a great weekend and a great 2024. Hopefully we'll catch you again on the next one. Bounty? There we go. Alright. We're not gonna shoot. Again, these guys have got spawn protection, so... no real point in trying to take a shot at them this turn, but we can position ourselves a little better at least.
Acknowledged.
I mean, I would argue that that's the benefit of living in most countries that aren't America, is if you get taxed, it's not as bad. The tax rates in this country are ridiculous. And the whole, you know, taxing lottery winnings, that's just your typical politicians trying to double dip, right? Like, the commission, the lottery commissions are usually run by the state anyway, so they're already getting your money, and then they want to tax you on your winnings as well, so it's like, yeah. They're just double dipping, that's all it is. Alright, who's up next? Anybody? No? BattleTech? Oh, look at this! He actually jumped on top of a building! Well, my friend, if you think I'm not about to bring that building out from under you, then you don't know me very well. But I applaud your bravery and boldness. Bold, but foolish. But yeah, as expected, the urban map here has really caused BattleTech to struggle, so I think it'll be a good idea to restart and do a BRB after this is over.
Barely hit, Commander.
Yeah, the enemy done goofed now. You done fucked up, AA Ryan. Can BattleTech, can I select somebody, please?
Oh, God, I was sleeping. What do you want?
Alright, let's see what kind of shot we get.
Oh,
Shut
I
on...
don't
Oh, we
like
didn't even
going
check the other
fast.
mechs.
It's scary.
So they got 2 Merlins, they got the Emperor, and this a Victor. Alright, well, that's not what I would have brought, but you know what? If that's what you're into.
I'm gonna press all the buttons and you can't stop me.
This is true, Walla. You can actually turn any city into a parking lot with enough ordnance.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see. I don't think we're gonna hit... Can we hit the building instead? I think we can. Let's see if we can just take the building down.
Firing.
Yep, we can. Take a dirt nap, loser.
One less structure.
Outstanding. You love to see it. Track tension, it would have been game over. Well, it wouldn't have been game over, but we would have failed the objective if any of the convoy vehicles got away. That's why I prioritized taking them out. Bamboozle. If you're talking about, like, our people, though, we would have to get all of our units to the evac zone in order to get out. And I don't plan to do that anyway. For me, any mission that I can win by destroying everything, that's gonna be my preferred method. Yeah, this is mandatory urban renewal. Because they're gonna have to rebuild after we're done.
Standing by.
Alright, let's come up here. We'll use the big SEMO, and this dude is on the ground, which means he's about to have a very bad time.
All weapons, go.
A very, very bad time.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, let's see. RKO out of nowhere.
Affirmative.
I mean, we could potentially try taking a shot with the MRMs. There's a better than likely shot that we actually end up hitting our own people, but I think we take the risk.
Acknowledge.
Because, I mean, you gotta kick the enemy when they're down, right? Yeah, there we go. Engine crit. Ammo explosion. Suck it, nerd. I mean, I'm right there with Bro Festicus. Like,
Orders?
our reputation for collateral damage should be well established at this point, so if they're surprised at how this engagement went, then they clearly weren't paying attention to the name at the top of the hiring form. Like, you want them dead, that's fine. We're gonna kill them.
Good to go.
But some other things are gonna happen as well.
Affirmative.
This man's that fell down. I think we bully him next. Actually, you know what? We're probably not gonna hit the head, so I'll go for the torso. And we did get the breach.
Yes, Commander.
Well then, I think you guys know what time it is. Let's give him the business. Didn't quite get the kill. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I mean, realistically, Batwing, I would argue that as long as there's still any part of the city standing, we can always make it smaller. We can always decrease the elevation. Oh, see, even the enemy's getting in on it now. I'm glad we're not the only ones having a good time out here. I mean, you say that, Bland-Aid, but at the rate things are going, there may not be much city left by the time we're done.
Aye, aye.
Funny thing is, this wasn't even like a base defense or attack mission. It was just a... You know, this was just a go in and destroy a convoy, and we've managed to level like 8 city blocks in the process.
I copy.
I mean, Kermie, I think what you meant to say is we aren't using nukes yet. There's always the possibility. There's always the possibility that the nukes could come out. If I'm given sufficient reason to take the safeties off, I absolutely will. I mean, we haven't had that reason just yet, but it's an option that's always on the table.
Yes, Commander.
All right. I think we'll use the executioner speed to our advantage.
Affirmative.
And we're gonna give him the business. But we're gonna give him the business with a precision strike, as you do. Well, you know that had to hurt. Yeah, there you go. Engine destroyed. Definitely hurt. Correct, crew card. Remember that the Inner Sphere signed the Ares Conventions. The Taurians did not sign the Ares Suggestions. So,
Orders?
yeah. Oh, I do? I have King of the Council overlay on? I mean, you guys can disable that. I recently was playing it with somebody. I don't remember how to turn it off. I'll have to go into my Twitch stuff and disable it. But you can disable the overlay from the settings. Let's see. Honestly, screw it. I think we stand and deliver. Well, we gotta move a little bit or we're gonna shoot our people in the side. But let's show this Victor a bad time.
Giving him everything I've got.
I mean, if you guys have never played King of the Castle, it's actually a very fun game. The only problem that I've run into with it is the longer any given group of people plays it, the more sweaty the game tends to get. Yeah, our people are a little too close.
Confirmed. Holding.
Hell yes. It's on now. Ready for orders.
Can we? We can. Nice. Not all clan mechs are good, but the great thing about having a Mad Cat with a bunch of Gauss rifles is you can absolutely
Let's see how you
exploit flanking opportunities. Because they are very fast boys. Very fast boys.
Ready for orders.
Yes, shoot at... Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Commander? Confirmed. Holding.
Well, so much for that. I was going to intensify firepower, but then the game said, actually, the thing that I'm showing you that says you have a shot at this guy, that was a lie. That's okay. We'll just, we'll shoot this Emperor in the back. And get plenty of crits with the machine gun.
Go
Alright?
God, I was sleeping. What do you
Karos, again, thankfully with these tanks having turret weapons, we've basically got this in the bag at this point. BattleTech, there we go.
want? I'm gonna press all the buttons and you can't stop me.
And there goes the Emperor.
Wow, he fell down like I do.
He did indeed fall down like you do, Kairos.
I'm receiving you.
So that just leaves us with the victor. Unfortunate name. Very unfortunate name, my friend. However, feel free to eject at any time. We have sex number on our side.
Fire an owl weapon.
And it's hard to argue with that kind of power.
Not much armor left in that location.
I'll eat it. It's fine.
Yep. Confirmed. Holding and cooling.
Aye, aye.
Alright, let's see. Let's move Kailania over here. And let's go ahead, and since this is the last enemy on the field, we're gonna go ahead and use maximum effort.
Copy that.
Destroy the AC-20. That's always good
Critical
news.
hit. Losing lots of armor.
And I mean, Saturday Night Fever was made for melee, so of course that's what we're gonna do. Give him the kick and the full alpha. Chat, you know what time it is.
Hell yeah. Critical hit, Commander.
There we go. Got the knockdown. And there's the eject. There you go. There you go.
Mission successful.
Outstanding. I mean, Capellan logic is that rules are made to be broken, and that's assuming that you acknowledge their existence at all. Like, so, it's kind of stupid, but it reminds me of rich people. In the sense that, like, if you have people that are filthy rich, and they, like, for example, they see a handicap sign, they see a handicap parking spot in front of a grocery store. Like, you and I see that, and we're like, oh, you shouldn't park there because that's for handicapped people. Rich people see that and say, no one else should park there because I'm the only one willing to pay the poor tax. Because they see it as, I'm willing to skirt the law because I can afford to accept the consequences. And I see Capellans as largely being the same way, where they're like, yeah, I mean, we can fling nukes, but we're basically living in a wasteland anyway, so does it really matter if anybody nukes us back? Like, it feels like it doesn't really matter to them. But let's see, even with the damages and the ammo costs, we still made 50k. And we're gonna get some loot boxes. Correct, Brofisticus. If you live in any kind of Western democracy, then you live in a country which effectively allows you to buy your way out of consequences. There are few, if any, crimes that you cannot get out of the consequences of with enough money. And rich people know that. In fact, they have specifically engineered the legal system in this country to be that way. Let's see. Do I really want Merlin parts? Because I feel like I don't, honestly. We obviously got to take the loot boxes. 3 loot boxes. That's impressive. Let's see. What else? Maybe take 3 Victor parts just so we can sell them. I mean, 3 parts for 1 slot is actually a really good deal in terms of money. Maybe that's the play? Alright, hold on. So we'll take the 3 Victor parts and we'll sell them. My question for you, chat, is, what do we make more money off of? Do I make more money off of selling 4 PPCs? Or do I make money off of, like, a 320 core? Which one is actually worth more? Because this says it's worth 1.25. PPC is worth oh yeah, the engine core is worth way more than that. Alright, Dark Sarah, again, as always, glad to see you, glad you could hang out with us. Hopefully you had a good time, and I do hope that we will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Glad we could have you. Yeah, I think the engine oh, well, hold on a second. We got two 240s. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. We'll just take the 320 and sell it. It's fine. It's fine. We got a bunch of vehicle parts. They basically gave us all the vehicle parts. Well, we'll sell that. We'll sell the SRM4s. We'll sell these smaller engines. Not a big deal. Smell the chemical laser ammo. We can't sell the mech parts until we get back. But once we get back to the cargo bay, we can sell all those mech parts that we got our hands on. Yeah, moneymakers are definitely the cores whenever you're picking salvage. Like, if you don't have anything else that you want, it seems like if you take the engine cores, that's where the money's at. Definitely. Oh, man. We've been having some good missions, Chet. Considering the difficulty of the missions that we've been doing, I think we've actually been faring pretty well. Much better than I expected at this difficulty level, anyway. Alright, so our rare component is apparently Ultra AC5 ammo. Good to know. I didn't realize it was rare. We got some Rack 2 ammo, PPC capacitors, MRMs. Well, that wasn't great. That's okay. That is okay. I wish I could sell the loot boxes, to be honest with you, because the way that the game values the loot boxes, it values them super, super high, but then you open them up, and you get just, like, a bunch of ammunition, and it's like, this isn't worth even a tenth of what this thing projected the loot box to be. But it's still loot box, you know? You got a loot box, you got a gamba. You got a gamba. Dizzy Buttons, they do have the e-coolers. So, just as an example, did we put an e-cooler in this thing? I don't think we did, but I can still use this mech as an example. So, they have this, which is the e-cooling slot, and basically what this is it gives you a certain amount of free heat sinks once you get over a 275. But the other internal components that you have are these, which essentially each level of e-cooler corresponds to a set of heat sinks. So this is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think they go up to 8 or something like that. But that's how they do that to not fill up your mech with heat sinks, especially on the big engines. That's their solution to the problem. Oh, that's right, Northman, I forgot. I did see your buy-in. I think that was you. But yeah, I can put you on the list. Absolutely. There we go. Did I miss anybody else? I did vaguely remember Northman, and I just kind of forgot about it until he asked me again, but, was there anybody else that I missed? I think it was just him, right? How long is the list now? Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people on the list so far. Which is just enough people to fill out our first company on Battle Brothers so that they can all die in the first 2 battles. Ah, that's alright, Northman. I mean, at the end of the day, the channel points are worthless. That, like, you can't really do anything with them. I try to give you guys something to do with it, but they're like, the stuff that you could actually do with channel points is pretty limited without a bunch of other setup. I mean, I know there's people that, like, have sound effects and other little goofy stuff on their stream, but that requires a lot of additional setup that I just, I see you, yes, now. Alright. Now, with the game kind of chopping there in the urban environment, like I said before, I think now's a good time to BRB, take a little bit of a break, restart the game, and then we'll come back. I guess what I can do is, well, first of all, we drop a save. And let BattleTech do its thing. Well, Northman, I'm glad that you are happy with the community. That is, more than anything, that's what I wanted to do, was to create a community where people can just, you know, hang out, have a good time, enjoy some games, enjoy some dumb nerd talk, and not be inundated with everything else going on in the streaming universe. So, if you feel like this is a good place to hang out and you're enjoying the content and you're enjoying the community, then I would say mission accomplished. It makes me feel good to know that somebody's getting something out of it.